Okay, we're back with Lisa Waters Lane in the studio. It's kind of fun to look at yourself in the camera at the end of the day. I don't
Not so fun. No, it's not.
Anyway, we're here live in the studio and we're recording. We have this with a vlog. We're taking the video piece. And we're broadcast over 7 different terrestrial airwaves, different radio signals. You know, you got to go.
You have terrestrial airwaves?
Towers. It's broadcast over several radio stations and the internet. So there we go. I don't know anymore. No one listens to any one thing.
That is true.
Consistently, you ask customers, "Where'd you hear about us?" From everywhere. They're from their favorite YouTube, the newspaper, the digital site, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, they're from everywhere. It's an interesting thing. It's fun from a creative artist standpoint. Super fun to create content and spread it out over the internet everywhere. But anyway,
the cloud,
the
Ethernet,
whatever it is called today. I think it's Internet 3.0 now. You know, we brought those strawberries in before we start. So this is all your segment. But Michelle said, Ken, you have to talk about these new strawberries. We should show them off for the video folks and then describe them for the audio folks. It's a funky new bushel and berry strawberry.
So this one's called Rosy Belle. So you can see the real pretty light pink blossom on there. So most it's a strawberry.
Yeah.
Most of your strawberries, the old fashioned, have white. It's basically white blossoms.
You mean boring?
Well, no.
But these are exciting new edible strawberries.
So that's Rosy Belle. And it's actually an Everbearing. So that means that it is going to produce fruit summer through fall.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a continual type.
I did actually try some of these on the table. They're all organic.
Yeah.
They're delicious. They're really sweet. Yeah. They're really good. My mouth is watered thinking about them.
So that one's Rosy Belle. This is, see if we can get a good color of the blooms. That one's Scarlet Belle.
There you go.
Much darker. There it is. Dark red. Absolutely beautiful.
Bright red. I mean, just like fire engine, only deeper red.
Those would be
fire engine with the lights on, red.
So I was thinking they'd be really pretty in a pot. If you had a large pot, maybe you got a little shrub or something in the middle, but the strawberries would be really pretty along the edge and just because they kind of drape down and fill in. So, and those colors are so dynamic and they would just keep blooming all season long.
You know, I tell folks, I need a ground cover. And so we don't think about edibles so many times. They're a great ground cover. Oregano, great ground cover.
Oregano,
we always think junipers and cotoneasters, but strawberries and thyme and oregano, they're great. Yeah.
All of those would do really well.
Yeah.
Definitely. So think outside the box when you're thinking ground covers.
Think outside the pot. I can't say pot over the airwaves anymore.
You'll get,
The Facebook will tag you going, you can't talk about pot.
Containers. Think outside the container. There you go. But so and speaking of herbs and vegetables, we have a super selection of herbs in right now. So thyme, mints, oreganos. What else is out there? Cilantro, parsley,
basil. I mean, they're everywhere.
Rosemary, lavenders.
We've looked at it. So this is an area where we as an independent, we can grow our own herbs. They're organic. They're so specialized, and you don't sell a ton of them. And so a box store, they're not interested in that. They want the best movers. Right. They want basil. That's it. You're going to go to Trader Joe's, basil. That's all you get. Maybe a rosemary. We can get really diverse, and we've got the expertise to grow them and then tell you how to use them. And so we've just said this is a niche that we can dominate and have fun with. It's not just some boring, you can only sell 1,000 basils a year, and you're going, okay, another one. But we're getting into fennel and different onions. It's fun. Strawberries. It's fun at this point. We're plant nerds. So we want new, fun, different things. So we tend to attract plant nerds that like to shop here because we're plant nerds.
Right. And all the herbs really do so well here. We're like the perfect climate for herbs.
It's the elevation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bright sun. They like that. It's the dryness.
Mm-hmm.
They like that. And then they'll take our alkaline soil, our water,
right.
like the clay. They do great, better than anywhere else in the country, I think.
I would agree.
Well, I'm glad we're finally in agreement after 35 years of marriage. We're finally agreeing.
We agree on something.
Yeah, I'd marry you again.
Herbs.
Even just for your herbs, if nothing else.
Okay. Well, okay.
Anyway,
good to
we
know.
digress.
So yes, lots of veggies in right now. We've got a lot of still the cool season veggies. So, and you still have time to put in your lettuce and kale and still get good crops off of it.
Oh yeah,
definitely. But we're starting to get in some of those warm seasons. Yeah. So tomatoes, peppers, the trick being, if you get them, get them, but you can't just throw them out there and ignore them.
Why?
Well, because we are going to get some more cold.
Well, you're talking to Groom Creek, or Highland Pines, but Dewey probably isn't. Cottonwood isn't. They're coming over for their Costco run, and we see them. Kingman will come down to the VA, and they'll stop by. So it depends on what the elevation that you're at. So we're catering to a lot of different elevations. But yeah, they don't like to go below 40 degrees. Let's say a tomato or basil or cucumbers, peppers. We've got all those. You just make sure you got a sheet or something.
Right.
Or I like it. Just helped a couple before we started the show. I've got a rolling, basically tub. Oh, they just roll it into the garage and they bring it out in the day, and they're all totally cheating. So they bring it out in the sun. I'm going, well, have at it. You're golden for that.
We have a neighbor she's got a huge rolling rack.
Yeah.
And she rolls it in, but she loves doing that. That's her thing. So yes, you can certainly get your tomatoes and peppers and all that things now, but
some of them too. So how do you explain this to newcomers?
I don't know.
So the nights are really cool.
Right.
And so you do want to get a jump start with a few of your summer plants, even though we might see a cold snap, just be ready. But if you wait until Mother's Day or Memorial Day, we cool down so much. They don't grow as fast as they do, let's say, in Minnesota. Right. Once you get past Memorial Day, you put them in, they grow like crazy 24/7 all the time, day and night. Here, they don't do that. Yeah. They only grow during the day and it cools down at night. Yeah. And so we're notorious for coming into that first frost in October, and you haven't harvested one tomato, and you're bringing this entire plant, you're cutting the plant off, hanging it upside down in your garage to ripen them up on the vine. If you can get a few in the ground early, it's going to help you. Plus there's that bragging right with gardeners,
You know what we do have, which would help customers immensely, is the wall of waters.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a little mini greenhouse kind of thing almost that goes around the plant. It's got little tubes, little sections that you fill with water that heat up during the day, which we get those nice warm days, and then it's going to throw off that heat at night. So it's just going to protect that plant. So that's a super easy way if you want to get a jump start.
If you don't have a greenhouse, this is the way to have a greenhouse around each and every plant. Literally, we've had those around our plant. We start with our wall of water, plant protectors. Come in and see us. We can show you how to use them. You buy them once, they're good for 10 years. They last a long time. But literally, we've had tomatoes growing out of the top of those. They stand about 3 feet tall, and it snowed. And it didn't affect them. It was great. It was awesome. This is a true test. Yeah. It throws off that heat. Yeah. The most important thing is it warms the soil up. So the plant starts growing actively faster into the season, so you get a bigger plant faster it's like a greenhouse around each and individual plant. Plant protectors are a great way to start. It's cheating. It's literally cheating in gardening. Right. You kind of start that way rather than just chuck them out in the ground.
But it's okay to cheat in gardening.
You know what?
But not cards.
I think it's good to have an advantage, but cheating's not good to say over the airwaves. That's it's never fair to cheat, but have an advantage.
You can cheat with
over your fellow gardener. Yeah. So anyway, any last thing you got?
We didn't cover anything that I was going to talk about. So maybe that'll have to wait till next week. But I was going to talk about crab apples, which are blooming around town and are spectacular. So next week.
I'll mention them here the next. I mentioned them somewhat.
Oh, okay.
So we touched on them. I would love next week. We'll go into depth. How about that? And
Yeah.
just kind of go after it. So
Okay.
Ken and Lisa Lane, the Mountain Gardeners, be back right after this.